afternoon, everybody. Oh boy, we got a red day. We all knew today was going to be a red day. It is. I'm calling it T Day for tariff or Trump or whatever we want. We got a couple of catalysts. Obviously, all of the Trump tariffs going live today. The Canada one, 35%. Oh boy, yeah, yeah, that's a big one. And that absolutely, the market does not like that. In fact, we kind of got a little bit of a hint of that yesterday during the close. So yesterday, the market was kind of getting a little red towards the end of the day. I was looking at that. I was looking at that last night and I was like, uh-oh, it's gonna be bad. And well, yeah, it's bad. And I'm going to show you in a moment just how bad the market is today. In addition, if that's not bad enough, we also had a jobs report that dropped in the United States today, and yeah, they lost a lot. It's not that they lost a lot of jobs, but they came in very soft. They absolutely missed expectations. It's not looking good. It's not looking good today. Today is not a great day, unless you're buying the dip. If you're buying the dip, yeah, there's some dips out there, some big ones. All right. Let's pull this up. Now, I want to point something out. This is the TSX. So I'm just going to drag this over here a bit. This blue line is last month. That's where we entered July. So we entered July at that blue line and we had a fantastic July. July was absolutely awesome. It was a very green month. But today, we have fallen from the top of July and we wicked all the way down to where July started. So we pretty much, in a single day, undid all the gains in July. Every single one of them gone. So that's now, mind you, we've covered a tiny bit, but I think the worst of it may be over. So it'll be, well, here, I mean, we got a long weekend because Monday the market's closed in Canada, so we won't get a chance to see anything, but it's going to be interesting. So this is the TSX right now, currently down 1.01%. Let's take a look. Exact same story. S&P 500. You can see once again, and you'll see right here. This is kind of the end of yesterday, the down slope from yesterday, and then bang, this big gap. That's basically, this is all the stuff that happened in the after hours for sure. So the S&P 500 down 1.46%. The NASDAQ, oh boy, the NASDAQ took a pretty big hit, down almost 2%, down 1.96. Not great. Dow Jones, 1.07. So Dow Jones, oh, look at that. They've gone below July. And Russell, well, oh boy, we knew Russell was going to take a nice big hit. And they did. It's actually not that bad. It's down 1.86. It could have been much worse. Now, of course, let's flip to this screen. Not everything's going down. So you guys know when I talk about this, I've been talking about this with London Gold. When there is uncertainty, when things are absolutely going crazy, guess what people do? They start moving their money into gold, and we're seeing this. So gold today is up 2.14%. Silver's up almost 1%, 0.85. So we got to give them a little bit. WTI, Rory, if you're playing HOD today, you probably did well. WTI down 3.07%. And it's a pretty red day in crypto as well. We're going to take a look at that with the heat maps. Let's start with Canada. Oh boy. So here you can see we get a lot of red. It's honestly, it's not as bad as I was expecting, but it's still pretty bad. Everything from, well, look at CMQ down 2.64%. I did pick up 5 more of those for the challenge today. Sun Life Financial, Manulife Financial, and as you know, I've got a swing trade in the air now with Manulife Financial. It went up yesterday, and it didn't go up high enough. So I stayed in it. So I might be sitting in that one into next week. So yeah, what can I say? Now, there are a couple of small little things. Bombardier, they're having a good day. They are up 1.72%. So there's a few diamonds in the rough, but for the most part, a lot of things down today. I imagine a lot of your portfolios are like they're a lot of your portfolios are probably in the red for the day for sure. Looking at the United States, same idea. Lot of red. Like, look at this. Look at Amazon. 7.99% down. Now, they had earnings. I have not looked at their earnings yet. We'll look at those together here in a little bit. I have a feeling that they must have disappointed on earnings because that's a big amount. That's a big amount to be down. Look, Meta's down 2.90, Microsoft 1.58, Nvidia's down, Apple's down. Well, a couple of bright spots, I guess, for the United States. Eli Lilly up 3.26%. Costco is up. So there's a few little things that are up. Coca-Cola is up 1.56%. So I guess today Coke was it. Coke is it. So we'll have to leave that at that. Crypto. Oh boy. Very red day in the world of crypto. Look at this. We got a lot of red. Bitcoin down. Ethereum's down big time, 5.76. Solana's down almost 5. Not a lot of green. And when we dig into the crap coins, look at that. There's a lot of red in the crap coins as well. It's yeah, that's a lot of red. I like to look at some crap coin. Well, each time we do this, I will pick a green one because today is a red day. Here's a coin that I have never heard of. A snippet. So I guess snippet, maybe? Snippet token. Don't know what it does, but it's seems to be having a good day. It is currently sitting at we'll round it up to 0.9 of a penny. It is up 17.08% today. I don't know what this does. Honestly, I don't even care what it does. I will just warn you when it comes to some of the crap coins, be careful, guys. Be careful. I would rather a penny stock than a crap coin. But I will point out you can still make a lot of money in crypto. Just stick to these red ones here. Your big ones. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and even Dogecoin. Oh man. All right. I'm going to bring us back to the main screen here. I will get off gold because gold's making us feel like the market's better than it is. We're going to go right back here to the TSX. All right. Let's hit the chat. Oh boy. We will start off with brand new member, Francois. Welcome to the team. So as a channel member, that means you're going to be able to watch basically all the videos one day sooner because channel members get about a 24-hour preview before they go live. In addition to that, we have a live stream every single month that is just for the channel members. The channel members also get to choose the last video of the month. We call it the members or the channel members choice. So definitely there are some things in there. And I'm also looking when it comes to merch. I know I had a request saying, channel members, is there any way we can get a discount? So I think that can be something I'm looking into to see if we can make that happen. So I'm always looking to add new things for the channel members. All right. Anyway, welcome aboard, Francois. Good to see you. Cowboy says, what I wanted actually went up in price. Yeah. Oh, boy. Was it gold? Was it gold? Got the iced coffee. I'm ready. And greetings all. Stands in the house with a happy Friday all. Brian says, good afternoon, everyone. Brian says, I wanted to buy the dip today, but I haven't spent enough time researching for my next pick. hopefully still down on Tuesday. And that'll be interesting to see. Things seem to be leveling off towards the end of the day, but doesn't mean that we're going to rebound fast on Tuesday. But here's the thing, and this is kind of that dangerous thing. The U.S. markets open on Monday. So if the main markets in the States have a chance to come to their sanity through Monday, we could be in a situation on Tuesday when the TSX opens that we recover a little bit faster than what they may recover on Monday. So we'll have to sort of watch. We'll have to watch and see how that looks. Paul says, well, the second time since April 7th, I should have had cash. Yes, definitely a good day to be loading up on some stuff for sure. Brian says, I don't have much, just 1,900 USD and 1,300 Canadian sitting in my accounts to invest. Well, it all adds up. It all absolutely adds up. And, 1,900 USD, that's not too shabby. Let's see. Dividend Shark says, bought the dips today, C-Day and HHIS. Nice. That's not too bad at all. In the challenge, I actually made three purchases today. I mentioned CNQ. So I picked up some more CNQ, also picked up some more Extendicare. And I picked up, I think I picked up 5 more shares of Q-Day as well. So those were the 3 that I looked at. Cowboy says, BAM was one of the biggest losers, like their former CEO. I haven't looked at what BAM did today, but oh boy. Guys, we do have the bell coming. I was 2 minutes late last episode. Do we call these episodes? Sure, why not? I was 2 minutes late last time. Today, I'm going to be cognizant of that bell. So in 3 minutes, I'll ring that bell. Doorpat says, I went shopping today. Amazon, MSTE, QQC. Been waiting for a while. Yes, there's nothing like a shopping spree on the stock market. Mario says, let's see. Good afternoon, everyone. Picked up HHIS, C-Day, S-Day, Oily, and Q-Day. Nice. Isaac bought some Amazon, some CNR, and some UNH today. Yeah, CNR was down quite a bit too. I thought about getting another share, but I'm like, I'm already over where I want to be. I'm over diversified. So I held off this time, but it was tempting. All right. Rory says, hi there. Had orders, but none filled. I was 8 cents from one of them, but hoping Tuesday is red too. We'll see. We'll have to see how the market's going to go. Normally with Trump and these Trump things, it goes down and it comes back. Like if you think about Liberation Day, this is going to sort of be another one of these ones that will be able to point both of these days out on the chart. I have a feeling about that. Let's see. Rory says, Enbridge was the only green for me today. Paul says, back to July 10th. Yes. Good old July 10th. Cowboy says, wanted Enbridge and Fortis, but they were up. Yeah, Fortis is having a really good time. Well, utilities as well. Utilities is a strong sector when things are a little bit on the shakier side. Jersky is in the house. Hello, what an interesting day. I know, it really is. It really is an interesting day, no doubt about it. Larry says, I can't say much, but I would be in Tesla next week. Interesting. Now, guys, I will say this. Take it with a grain of salt. But Larry used to work at Tesla. He's kind of, I don't want to say he's got the inside scoop. That might be going too far, but his instincts have been pretty strongly correct. He's been right a lot more than wrong when it comes to Tesla. So just something to keep in mind. A is in the house. TELUS is down. Yeah. I actually have a news story on TELUS that will be I'll be dropping that on the Sunday show. So Mario says, I also picked up more MSTY, MSTE, HBIX, and HBTE. Oh, I love HBTE. Tesla was the least worse at negative 1.88%. And Larry saying, Paul, I know something you don't. And then there's the ominous music in the background. I love it. Jim says hi. Let's see the big red. Whoa, guys, it's time. I'm only all right. Market closed, and I was only 8 seconds late. Although it probably feels a little longer to you guys. I think there's about a 25-second delay. So when I rang that bell, it was 8 seconds after the hour. So for you guys, it was probably closer to 30 seconds. So 25-second, that's a long delay. I don't know why. Hopefully that as AI gets more involved, they can reduce that delay because I don't like there being a delay. Cowboy says bought bank and IPO. Bank. I do. I like bank. Mary is in the house with a hello. And guys, Mary, of course, is our official captain of the like button. So right now, she seems to be in pretty good spirits. But if we want to keep her in good spirits, you know what you got to do? You got to click that like button. Just click it once, turn it blue. While you guys are doing that, I'll have some iced coffee here. This is fantastic. Oh, that is so good. So good. Oh, well, guys, it's nice to have the week over, and I think it's nice to have a long weekend. But I will say this. I don't know what this month is going to look like. It really depends. You know, we're kind of at the beginning. We got kind of a really, really rough start. We got a rough start. I do think things are going to stabilize this coming week. People are going to get back to normal. I think August will still probably be we're down so far that it's hard to say that it might be a green month overall. But there is that possibility. I think whether August ends in the red or the green, I think it's going to be really, really close to where it came in. So I'm going to call August. I'm going to call it a flat month overall. I think we're going to have some really good green days. I think we're going to have probably a few more red days, but I'm going to say overall, we're going to be very close to that blue line once I put it in for August. Well, actually, guys, let's just put that in right now. Let's do that right now. Bang, boom. All right. I'm going to grab the blue line. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, which one of these here? I think it's this one up here. So right here, that is where we ended. Now, I'm putting it there because that's where we closed out on the end of July. Now, that gap happened after hours and overnight. But yeah, this is where we are. This is what we need to get back to. So as you can see right now, we're well into the red. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. All right. Okay, let's get back to the chat. Let's get back. All right, here we go. All right. Larry says, last thing I'll say is I got puts at 250, 235, and 210. Nice. Yeah, see, Larry's got some inside scoop, guys. I would if you're into trading, I would take a serious look at Tesla this coming week. So I'm probably going to take a look. Brian says, I was number 4, like not sure what it's up to now. All right. Puts on Tesla. Paul says, last time like today, the local high was June 3rd, bottom June 5th. Then the next high, June 10th, at least my stocks. Okay. Interesting. And Paul says, August is usually bad for Bitcoin. Well, I mean, we're already down a little bit. What are we at? Like 114? Let me just take a look here. Bitcoin. No, we're all the way down to 113. Holy banana bread. So, yeah, it could be a very interesting month, but here's the thing. When things go down, if we know that, especially If they have solid fundamentals, you're probably okay buying the dip on them. They're more than likely going to come back up. So what can I say? Richard says, I hope it drops a bit further, just a bit. Interesting. All right. Tom. Tom is talking about Air Canada. So Air Canada is sitting at 1907. And I'm going to pull Air Canada up because we were looking at this the other day. So one of the things I've been talking about is I've loved my Air Canada swing trade. And look at this, finished. We closed out at 1906. So yeah, it's interesting. Now I look at this, and I mean, Air Canada, it's not that bad. They're only down 1.24% today, but I'm going to back out here a bit, just a little bit. So I'm looking at some of the swings that we've seen in the past. I don't think Air Canada is going to get back down to like 13. I honestly don't think it'll get this low again. And you might argue, you might say, but Candace, look, lower highs. So we probably are going to get a lower low. Well, not necessarily. And the reason for that is Air Canada is buying back shares. They put a plan in place to buy back 10% of their shares because they diluted quite a bit during the pandemic. So they are buying back 10% shares. So that in itself is going to boost their price a little bit. So I think if I get into another one, I would really, really like to see it get below 18. So maybe if I build another one of these, I'm probably going to do, if it's below 18, I think that's going to be my limit. Last time it was 17. Yeah, if it's below 18, I think I'll get in right now. I'll reevaluate this as we go. But I sure would love to see Air Canada, maybe spend a little time between 18 and 16. And I will definitely get back in. Absolutely. Well, I'll do it in the challenge. I'll do that in the challenge for sure. All right. Jim says, I watched the 100K video. You got the 23.90 low price on Q day. Yeah. And I'll tell you, that's not easy. Sometimes just dumb luck. And I know today I ended up buying it at, I think I bought it right around 24. So that's going to average up a tiny bit. Rory says a 0.50% drop would finally get me into some ETFs I want. Yeah. You gotta love it when you get some opportunities like that. Let's see here. Cowboy says, I'm going fishing for most of August. I don't take tech fishing, so September we'll be buying again. Okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Well, of course, when you said that initially, I was picturing you taking off the cowboy hat and putting on a little fishing hat. Just the things that pop into my head. What can I say? Larry actually said, don't be in Tesla next week. Oh, was that what he said? Do not be in Tesla. I'll have to double check. I probably misread it. Okay. Yeah, then that's not good. That's not good. If that's the case, yeah, don't touch Tesla. Don't touch. If Larry says don't touch Tesla, I'm not going to touch Tesla. I can't believe I may have misread that. Holy banana bread. It's like I want to go back because I was like, how could I have read that completely wrong? Right. Yeah. But I wouldn't be in Tesla next week. All right. I just quickly scroll back. Yeah, I misread that. Guys, listen to Larry. Don't listen to me. Listen to Larry. All right. Jersky said, is anyone holding NHVE on its own outside of HHIS? It's a good question. I mean, I don't know. I like HHIS. I like that diversification that you get because you do have all of those shares in there. So I'm team HHIS, but I am looking like I do think. So it's not this week. I believe it's the week after next that we're going to have those earnings. I think they're going to be good. So, and I'm probably going to make a play. A lot of times I may not make a play, but This time I think I will be. Of course, they always happen on Wednesday, so we'll be able to watch it on the market close. We'll see if I'm right or if I'll be eating some humble pie on that night. Evergreen says going all in on MTSE for the 45% monthly dividends. Yeah, it's hard to beat dividends like that. Roy says tried to buy CP today at 99, missed it by that much. The good old Maxwell Smart. It's funny. I tried to get an image today. And I don't know why this is reminding me, because that made me think of Maxwell Smart, which made me think of old time comedy. So I was trying to get an image of Bob and Doug McKenzie in spacesuits, and yeah, I normally I'll go to Grok for something like that because Grok is less picky. But I could not convince Grok that Bob and Doug McKenzie were Canadians. He just gave me. There was a couple of pair of astronauts, one named Bob and one named Doug. They were in the news about a year ago or so. That's all Grok would give me. So I had to completely change the concept for the picture that I was trying to get. But I could not get Bob and Doug McKenzie in a spacesuit. I'm still disappointed. Larry says, Paul, I'm just a guy eating strawberries. There we go. Strawberries are good. Let's see. Get Rich says, like button, hitting that now. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for hitting the like button. NVHE rocks. Nice. 2390. That mad skill. And the funny thing is, Jim, I think I had, if I remember correctly, it was on a limit order. And I think I had the limit order set for, I think I had it set for like 20. I think, yeah, about 24. I think I had it set for 24 and I managed to get 23.90. So I'm like, okay, I'll take it. Michael says Pfizer up today. Healthcare. Yeah, some of the healthcare I noticed that today. Some of it is looking good. Jungle. Jungle's liking the strawberries. Larry is a guy on the internet. A guy on the internet who eats strawberries. This is what we're putting together. MSTE, finally, it's buying time. And guys, you guys may not know this, but Larry actually was on the channel once. We did this one show. It was one of our celebration shows. We did a stream from open to close, a full day. And yeah, a few people came on, like JJ was on, Larry was on. I think Ian was on. And I believe Prairie was on as well. If I remember correctly, I think I got everybody. I think maybe there was some, I feel like there was somebody I'm missing, but all right. Blueberries are out. Yes, I had some blueberries the other day. I'm a lover of blueberries. My blueberries aren't ripe yet. Oh boy. See, when I was a kid in Nova Scotia, most of the summer, like especially the second half, we'd be out berry picking all the time. We'd bring them back. My grandma would make a whole bunch of blueberry pies. They were good. They were very, very, very good. A says, is there further room for TSX to fall due to tariffs? Tell us, my doubts are on dividend if earnings to keep falling. What do you think of them selling their network infrastructure? That's actually what we're going to talk about on the weekend. So on the news story, I do have the story about that sale. I like it. I actually do like it. And the reason I like it is that the entire profits that they're getting from the sale, and it's not that they're selling their infrastructure. They still are maintaining controlling interest, but they've sold like 49.9%. And that's fantastic. All of that money is going straight on their debt. And I do like that. I like that a lot. Let's see. The days pay tomorrow. Should be a nice week for divs. Are they paying tomorrow? Oh boy. I like the sounds of that. I like the sounds of that. Jersky, and keep in mind, guys, the days are paying twice a month. So you'll get to experience it 2 times in August, not just one. Jersky says, I get in on Q day for 24.20 today. So I picked up 20 to start with. Not bad, not bad. Intel back at $19 again. I bought it. Yeah. Wow. That's low for Intel. That is definitely low for Intel. Tellus backwards is Sulet. Oh, sell it. Ha. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. What can I say? Oh, I oh, good old Tellus. There is a trend, and we're going to talk a little bit about this in the story on the weekend on Sunday. But we are starting to see a little bit of a trend within Canada's telecommunications, and it could be a good thing for the sector. And the company that they sold it to, you'll get to hear me try to pronounce it. It's a very big French word. Actually, I know you guys will like it when I try to pronounce French words. I should pull it up. I should pull it up right now and try to name this company. Try to name this company on the show. Oh boy, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Just give me a second here. Let me pull them up. Pulling up my notes for the show. Let's see here. Where is it? Come on, where's Tellus? You'd think I'd be able to find them. Let's see. Oh, yes, here it is. All right, so the name of the company that bought them is, and whoever's French, let me know how I do. Caisse de dépôt et placement du Québec. That's their name. So the CDPQ. That's my attempt. I'm just gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that. Cowboy. Let's see. Did that day after the dividend payout? All right. First fast. Rogers just gave me 100 gigabyte 5 gig $35 a month. Okay. So is that like a phone? Is that your phone plan? I assume. Well, yeah, 5G. So it's your phone plan. 100 gigs. All right, that's a good amount of data for $35 a month. The only thing I will point out with Rogers, with all three of them, is if you do have a plan that has a specific gigage amount, you want to make sure that you are paying attention to your usage. Because if you go over, overage fees are crazy. Now, I did hear, and guys, maybe it's one of you guys knows the answer. I don't know the answer off the top of my head, but I swear I had a news story about a year ago that there was going to be a cap put on these overage fees. Because I know at one point you'd go over, just over a little bit, and it was like $70 a gig. I mean, it was crazy. What I used to do, I worked very briefly at Rogers at one point. Trust me, worst job I ever had. If somebody had an overage for me, I would just put them on the next plan to cover it because it was always cheaper, and then say, you know what, call back at the beginning of next month and get yourself off that plan if you don't need it. If that was just a one time, because it's just, yeah, it can be a little bit crazy. Rory says Telus can go bankrupt, and I wouldn't care less. Had bad service with them. Yeah, and you know what? It's kind of interesting. I've had bad service with all. Well, I haven't had any bad service with Telus because I've never used Telus, but I've had bad service with Bell. I've had bad service with Rogers. I have a feeling that's just a norm. I'm kind of waiting for the day that their customer service is completely taken over by AI. It'll probably be, at least you'll get screwed, but you'll get screwed pleasantly. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Let's see, cheap. Let's see, it's unlimited. They slow you. Oh, it is unlimited. Okay, so then they slow you down after that 100 gig. Okay, got it. I will point out that if you do hit that amount and they slow you down, they really slow you down. Like I'm talking, you might be able to do an email. That's about it. Let's see. Kermit and Sons telephones. Kat is here from Annapolis Valley, Nova Scotia. Wild Nova Scotia blueberries are the best. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, my grandma, I mean, she lived kind of, well, I don't know if anybody familiar with Nova Scotia. My grandma lived out in Kearney Lake area. And there was just so many blueberries growing there all summer. We could go out and just, we'd get one of them 4-liter ice cream buckets, and we could fill it like, between the two of us, we could fill it in like a day. And then that would be a whole bunch of pies. It was always fun. Bill says to make a Bob and Doug McKenzie image, you should try using the actors' names. That's probably the best way to go. So Merck Moranis and David William Thomas, ask for them in Canadian spacesuits or something. That's probably what I should have done. I think my thing is I kind of wanted inside the spacesuits for them to still have their toques on, but it's fine. I came up with another image, and you'll see the image that I did come up with. It's the last news stories for the last news story. So obviously there's something to do with space on the last news story. Rory says, well, Beaker does run Meta. There we go. Ricky, Bubbles, and Julian's played spacesuits in an episode of Trailer Park Boys. Okay. Interesting. Jersky said, what is the purple crown with a number mean on the chat? That is interaction. I'm going to pull, let me pull this over. Can I, hopefully you guys aren't seeing something weird here. But this here is the chat. So over here, if you look at the very top, you'll see this thing up here that says, oh, wait a minute. No, you guys are not seeing that. Give me a second. I was trying to show you something and I realized that I'm going to pull. All right. Okay, let's do it this way. All right, I think you can see it. Now, you might be seeing an infinite loop. Don't look at the infinite. Don't get pulled into the infinite loop. But over on the side here, up at the top, you'll see where it says top fans. If you click on it, it's got a ranking because you get experience points. So when you make a post, you get experience points. When you do a super or anything, or any kind of interaction, you get experience points. So right now, there's a lot of people. Technically, I mean, I'm looking right now. Larry, Whipple, Cowboy, Rory, Paul, and Jersky, and Sharp are all at 75. So I don't know how it gave it to Larry, but as you make posts, you can check the leaderboard. You should be able to just go up there and click on it and see who's winning. It's kind of that fun little thing. I guess YouTube looks at it as, oh, I can see that thing now. There we go. Let's close out of that for the moment. But yeah, YouTube sees it as a way to sort of get interaction going. Like there's a whole bunch of different things. Like there's a little setting I can put on for a super chat goal. I don't like it because it's like it only counts super chats. It doesn't count like a super thanks or otherwise I would use that on the days when, we're earning new shows or whatever. I'd be like, yeah, let's use that. But it doesn't count everything. And plus it also, I think it does multiple of 5s. And I like the 4. I like the 4. I don't want to change it to 5. So what can I say? All right. Anyway, that was that question. Jim says going over for me is less of a problem for me now that the data part is bigger than it was back in the day. Yeah. And keep in mind, the big thing is too, guys, if you don't want to go over your phone plan, is just make sure that a lot of your phones might have like a Wi-Fi assist on them. It's like this little feature. So what it does is if your internet in your house is not doing so great, it means your phone will use Rogers or Telus or Bell at the same time and be eating up some of your data. So you always want to make sure that's turned off when you're at home. And and the fact is, I mean, come on, we spend a lot more time. I think most of us spend more time at home nowadays than we ever have. So yeah, for the most part, you're probably not going to go over or have a huge amount. Cowboy says, take off, eh? Love it. Most of us are hosers. Yeah, yeah, I'm a hose head. I'll admit it. I'm a hose head. Larry says, I watched the first 5 seasons of Trailer Park Boys drunk. You know, that's probably how the show was designed to be watched. I'm just saying, it's a hypothesis. I could be wrong, but I think that might be how. Jim says the Purple Crow, a contest to see who can get first place. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where, it's like it encourages people to, to go for first place. And, depending on the channel, like if this were a gaming channel and you guys were all like young gamers who had money to burn, you guys would probably start throwing money at supers just to get into first place. And, that kind of happens in that type of an environment. I know it used to happen on Twitch. I used to hang out on Twitch a little bit, and I was just like watching how some of these kind of craziness happens. I mean, I like supers. I think they're fantastic. I think they're a great way to support the channel, but I also think they have their place. For one of the things I think they're good for is when chat gets really, really busy and you're like, I need my question answered. That's where I think they're really good, because they're a good way to jump that line. Because right now, I cannot see. I don't know. I don't know how far behind I am. I can't see everything else. But when you do a super, it stars it. So all of a sudden, up at the top, I get this little thing, so I know that there's a super, and then I can jump ahead and do that super if it pops up. But right now, we're still at the size with our chats that I'm mostly able to keep up. Well, I get a little behind, but I'm mostly able to keep up. It won't be that long though before we get too big. Where when we start, probably I would say if we got another regular 20 to 30 people in here, I'm not going to be able to read every comment anymore. And that'll suck, because I really try to hit all of the comments. Cowboy, can we use the experience points on our resume? I don't know. I mean, I guess you could have a potential employer call up and I can say, yeah, they were a regular viewer, very reliable, always making very good comments. I don't know if an employer would like that, but I'm game. Why not? Or increased dividends. Jim says I'm a hoser. Bismarcky, good afternoon. Did some buying today? Yes, absolutely. What did you buy, Bismarcky? Free merch. Or a t-shirt that says I survived a 35% Trump tariff and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. I can make that if you really want. That's the thing. I can make, like right now, I think a lot of the merch still has the beaver, and we kind of moved a little bit away from the beaver. We still got the beaver, the subscribe beaver, but for the most part, we moved mostly away from the beaver. So I'm going to update the merch to get rid of the beavers. I like the beavers, but maybe it's just me. You will notice though, the channel members have a little beaver icon. I'll probably keep those for now. Let's see. Jim says, I put my phone on Wi-Fi at home and work, so I don't use much data. Yeah, exactly. Brian says, LOL, I like that one, Rory. You might need a line through 25% and cross 35% and maybe other numbers as well. Probably what you need, right, is you need a t-shirt that has like a little thing on it that you can slide your numbers into it, so you can just change it on the fly. That's what you need. Oh, boy. Bismarcky says, you need some Starbucks dividends. Oh, my God. Do you remember that show? That was hilarious. Yeah. That was fun. That was just absolutely fun. Because we had a live stream where somebody came in as Starbucks, because I always had my Starbucks mug. Now I've switched to a Yeti, so this is like the Yeti, but I had my Starbucks mug, and somebody came in as Starbucks, and every time I took a sip of coffee, they were dropping, I think it was like a $2 super, just bang, bang. And they must have dropped about 20 some odd supers on that show. That was just it was funny. I actually think I made a short of every drop that the Starbucks person made. Rory says may need to use the back of the shirt too. Yeah, exactly. All right. We got Al. Al Jones is in the house. Let's see. I bought more MSTY today at 1083. Will it turn around with all the crazy comings from Trump today? It will turn around, but will it? How long is it going to take? That's going to be that interesting thing. And keep in mind, there's just a lot of craziness going around with the Trump administration nowadays. So, I would hope we can get past all of the crap that's going on now. Like, of course, we got all of the Epstein stuff. We've got all of this tariff stuff, and right now Canada does not have a deal. And I do like the government's their theory on it. Like, basically, they're saying that we would rather have no deal than a bad deal. I'm like, that's fine. Yeah, let's hold out for a good deal. If we can't get a good deal, then let's keep on taking our trade elsewhere. Let's do that. And we've been opening up a lot of trade barriers have been opening up, and we're actually going to talk more about that. There's a couple of articles on the news that we're going to do on Sunday that cover exactly that. Jersky, for the most of these, I'm listening on my phone when I'm working on the fields. Okay, not bad. First fast. Let's see. Rogers is getting aggressive and taking market share. I sold the last of my TELUS on open this morning. I will buy it back when the tariffs are done. All right. Let's see. Swathing fall rye today. Oh, fun. Hopefully it's not too hot out there for you today, Jersky. Bismarcky says, bought some HHIS and bank in my TFSA. Nice. You're getting the dividends flowing, that's for sure. I'll tell you one thing. I watched an interview with one of the management team on bank, and they were talking a bit about the bank ETF, and they were mentioning what they did during the pandemic. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. So, as you know, bank uses covered calls. But what they did is, after the pandemic and as we moved into that strong bull market, they actually dialed back their covered calls quite a bit because of that loss of upside potential. And as you know, the last video before today's was talking about that. So that's what bank did. So that way people could keep a lot more of that upside on the way up. So they actually dialed it back. And I was like, that's a smart move. That's definitely a smart move. One more little check mark in the reasons I like bank. Paul says, woohoo, strategy plus 0.37 in the after hours. Well, take what you can. Oh my gosh, I think I'm almost caught up. Cowboy says, maybe a taco salad shirt. Trump running his mouth. Yeah. The only problem with that is, I don't know. I don't know if people would appreciate it if you came to lunch wearing a shirt that had Trump on it. Some people might look at it and just say, I think I lost my appetite. But we'll have to see. Paul says, looks like Bitcoin turned up. It could be a trick. It could be. I mean, or it could just be, things are kind of calm now that the retail investors are off the board. Maybe the weekend will be okay for crypto and it will just sort of lazily, move along. Rory says, I'll create my own coin. Call it Rug Pull Corp. See how many dim-witted morons buy it. Unfortunately, or fortunately for you, you probably will get people who buy it. I mean, people go crazy over these things. It's ridiculous. Like, you can point blank tell someone, this is a crap coin. I'm going to rug pull you with it, and they'll still buy it. It's like, well, I mean, look at the Trump coin. I mean, that kind of almost screams rug pull. It's kind of crazy. Some of the things that people will buy, absolutely nuts. I don't know. What can I say? Cowboy says, Rory, I'm selling fast talk to slow thinkers. There we go. There's nothing wrong with that. It's interesting. Like, I tend, believe it or not, I tend to be, I don't want to say a slow thinker, but I tend to reason out a lot of stuff. So, sometimes somebody will throw some data at me and I'm not going to just blurt out, here you go. Here's your answer. Sometimes I like to digest it a bit. Think about it. Think of a couple of possibilities. But that's just because I come from that logical mindset. Now some people are not. Some people are like, I think of them as gunfighters. They got that trigger. They got that trigger wit. They got that trigger mind. They're just answers, answers, answers. But are they the best answers? Depending on what it is. Like if it's, hey, what do you want for lunch? Sure, those are great. But if it's something that like, hey, what should I buy? You probably don't want that person who's going to just jump out and say, yeah, go buy BAM right now. Just go buy it. Mind you, I do like BAM, but it's one of those things where you want somebody who is going to take that time to sort of analyze things a little bit, give you the pros and cons, because BAM may work for some people it may not. It also depends on what your goals are, right? Jim says rug pull coin. Yeah. CZMWY. Carl Zeiss is back where I want to buy for a quick $20 per share profit. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, sometimes it's kind of nice. Like I said, and I mentioned this the other day as well. Like coming in here. Whoops, that's not the one I want. Here's the Canada one. So just looking at some of these, there's definitely some opportunities. So I was looking at this earlier today. I sort of circled in on tourmaline right here. So I'm going to pull it up. So I believe that tourmaline right now is going to get back to probably, I would say 62. I think it's a safe bet that they will be back to 62 probably within the next week to 2 weeks. So I did, in one of my, not the 0 to 100K, but one of my other accounts, I bought some tourmaline that I'm just going to sit on. I think I got it at about 58, I think around 58, roughly, maybe 58.20. Somewhere's in that vicinity is my adjusted cost base, and I'll ride that up. I'll ride that back up to, I'll probably get out between 60, 61. Well, probably what I'll do is that when it hits 60, I'll probably just put a stop loss on it and see if it'll ride a little higher. But I'll be happy. I'll be happy to get out. If I'm making about roughly $2 a share, yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I mean, I bought, I think I bought about, I don't know, 500, something like that. So it's I'll be happy with it. I'll be happy with it for sure. Cowboy, what to buy? A bridge or oceanfront property in Saskatchewan? Well, there are rivers in Saskatchewan, so a bridge might make more sense. But yeah, you're not going to get much of an oceanfront, that's for sure. And going back here, Cowboy, if you do end up with some oceanfront property in Saskatchewan, there's some serious problems in the world. Larry says, an ode to the days of scam coin. Oh, boy. Absolutely. Let's see. Oceanfront property in Saskatchewan. Taking a break. I didn't charge my headphones. Be back in 10. All right. Rory says, I think all the sealskin hunters bought up all the ocean property in northern Saskatchewan. Yeah, but Saskatchewan doesn't make it to the ocean, though. I mean, because you got like the territories and all of that above it. Have to wait on TOU TFSA 31 rule. Oh, yeah, there we go. Absolutely. Candace, you wrecked my joke. Which joke? Which joke did I wreck? Was it the oceanfront property thing? Sorry. Yeah. Sometimes that happens, guys. Sometimes that happens. All right. This is a lazy Friday afternoon, guys. We're almost at an hour. So if you got your last minute questions, get them on in. Doesn't mean we're leaving. You guys keep talking. I'll keep answering. But get them in. Let's get them in. Let's see what you guys got. Oh, that's so good. I am loving the iced coffee. It was actually a little chilly today, this morning. I almost was tempted to go to a hot coffee, but I'm like, nah. I'm gonna stick it out. Gonna stick it out for sure. So what can I say? All right. RD says, hello, y'all. Holy banana bread. Can you do? What? Hello, y'all. Holy banana. Can you? Like, how many holy bananas? All right. I don't know what you're asking. It's good. It's good. Rory says, we do have an ocean of potash underneath us, though. Well, technically, if you want to call it the aquifer, it's like an ocean. It's a big body of water under the ground. Sure, I'll give you that. Can you do PNG stock? Kraken. Kraken. As soon as you say Kraken, I'm thinking of the I'm actually thinking about the exchange, but PNG. All right, let's take a look at PNG. Let me jump over here. All right. There we are. Kraken Robotics, of course. All right. Now I like robotics. I like robotics. I think AI, robotics, technology. I see a lot of really big things in the future for it. Now, let's just take a look here. As you can see, this is just the last year. They've been doing fantastic. They've ebbed a little bit with the market, but not as bad. I mean, this is actually a pretty good shape. Pretty good shape. Now, they are profitable, which is good. I like that. Let's take a look at their back end. Let's see here. See, this is beautiful here. Debt to equity, 11%. So they don't have a lot of debt. This, you guys know I love this. This here is the return on equity. It is above 20%. So 23.14%. Return on assets, 14.36%. So this is a pure growth play. They do not have a dividend, but I think there could be a lot of potential in a company like Kraken Robotics. Now, one thing I will say is with the potential we're seeing with Kraken Robotics, I would not be surprised. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if they get bought by one of the bigger tech companies in the US. I think this is the type of company that might be prime. Now, if you're invested in them and that happens, what does that generally mean? That means you've got a really good opportunity to get out with quite a profit, because normally if they do get bought, it will pump that price big time. Then you can take some profits. Not saying it's a sure thing, though. I just want to point that out. I'm just saying that this is the type of company that it could very well happen to. So take that with a grain of salt. Always do your own due diligence, of course. Maybe I'm completely off my rocker on this one, but I like it. I do like it. I like Kraken Robotics. All right. Paul says Sol's half of my TSL. All right. Sol's half of my Tesla. Oh, you sold. Never mind. Sold. Okay, I got it. I was like, I saw Souls and I was like, is there which Solana ETF is that? I don't recognize it. All right. So you sold half of your Tesla for strategy in the after hours. Strategy is now at 368.39. Nice. All right. Pierre's in the house. Hello, Pierre. Hi, Candace. Hope you are well. I bought Q-Day, but at a wrong time. I bought some shares yesterday at 25.30, hoping it would keep the pace, only for it to fall today. This week, I haven't been lucky. You know what? That happens. But you know what? Maybe next time you get it at 24. You're going to make, I think with the dividends that this is pumping out, your total return should be in the green pretty quickly, I think, on this one. Let's see. Strategy went down 6.94% more than Tesla today. Rory says we'll get into XEQT at $35 if it hits. That would be a great price. Candace, what's your favorite electric utility? Fortis, right? I don't even have to think about that one. So yeah, Fortis, let's just show you guys here. FTS, whoops, not FTSD here. So right now, today they're up 1.46%. And they've been doing pretty darn good. Now, Fortis, they are a dividend king. So what that means is that they have raised their dividend for every year consecutively for more than 50 years. I believe they're around, I think they're at 52. I think they're just, well, I think they'll be 52 by the end of this year. I think they're at 51, moving into 52. So there's only two of these companies, two dividend kings in Canada. So we have Fortis. The other is CU, Canadian Utility, which is an ATCO company. So, because I noticed Rory here saying, I have ATCO and CU. So yes, Canadian Utilities is the other one. Now, Fortis, I think you can't go wrong with it. Now, with that all being said, here is, let me show you this. This here is XUT, iShares S&P TSX Capped Utilities Index ETF. And this is going to hold all of these. I'll just come back here, and you'll see it's kind of the similar thing. This is when utilities were going down because of, aggressive rate hikes. Rate hikes tend to depress the value of utilities. And then they turn it around. And that's what's happened with this one. So this is a good one. Now you'll take a look here. You get a little bit of a dividend, so 4% yield, not too shabby. But once again, this is more for total return, and it's a good way to get some really good exposure and not have to answer the question, what's your favorite electric utility? Because this one's going to give you exposure to all of them across the board. And of course, on the income side, if you're there's a few different good ones for income. Let's go with Utes first. So this here is the evolved one. So this one here, let's pull this up. This is the Evolved Canadian Utilities Enhanced Yield Index Fund. So you're going to get all of the same companies, but you're going to get that income from the covered calls. You'll notice here, it's showing a distribution of about 17.941%. That's not too shabby at all. Now, if you want to go a little bit safer and you want more of a global exposure, then try something like this, HUTL. So this one here is the Harvest Equal Weight Global Utilities Income ETF. So this one is not just Canada. It's going to give you, and you'll see it's a similar shape to the other one. But this is going to give you exposure to utility companies across the world. And if you're looking at it, I mean, yeah, it's got the dividend's a lot lower, so 7.9%. But if you're one of those people who really want to take that income up, you can go with HUTE. And this is the exact same ETF, but they add some leverage to it. So it's the same, but you're getting basically that leverage is going to take your yield up to 9.591%. So you're getting a little bit more for it. But yeah, those are just a few of those different utility options. And there's more. There, I just picked a handful of ETFs and stocks. There's definitely more out there that you can look at for sure. Get Rich says, would you hold Q-Day and S-Day in non-registered account? They are tax efficient, or are they tax efficient? I have no more room in my TFSA, which is maxed earlier in February. All right. Well, here's the thing. You're looking at a lot of dividends. So there's going to be a lot, the taxes are going to be interesting. You are going to get, you will have return of capital in there. You are also going to have, and return of capital is not that bad when it comes to taxes. I just want to put that out there. I mean, because technically, what the return of capital does is it does lower your adjusted cost base, but unless you sell your Q-Day and S-Day, there's no taxes coming out of it. So a lot of people will say, well, that makes it very tax efficient. You will also have, you'll have a little bit of like foreign income and things. You might get some capital gains in there too. So they're not that bad. They're not that bad tax efficiency wise, but they are they are, complicated a little bit. A little bit. I mean, here the reality is it's not like you have to manually sit there and calculate it all yourself. Like, your broker will give you different they'll give you a different like a T5 slip, and they'll give you slips for any of the tax events that have happened in your account. So it's usually covered. It's usually covered. Just make sure you don't jump the gun doing your taxes until you have all of these T5s and things from your broker, to make sure that you're including everything. And if you do your taxes and then you get your T5, that you can always just refile. It's no big issue. It's no big issue. Redwater is in the house, and Redwater loves paying taxes. Really? Paying taxes is one of my least favorite things. Least favorite. I'm not a huge fan of it. Now, Get Rich says, I also like paying taxes to a limit, though. I mean, well, you could say, I pay a lot of taxes because I make a lot of money. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe. I just don't see it as being a great thing. What I find better is to sort of say, yeah, I make a lot of money, but I play the tax game really well. That's kind of the best. That's the place I want to be. Cowboy says, going all monthly Canadian and non-registered. See how fast I can build a bundle. Nice. Larry says, do I can't say that word on the air, Larry. We're not allowed to say that anymore. Do inatit. I can't say. I don't know. Do the Inuit? I guess. I think I can say Inuit. I'll just say the Northern Native folk. Do the Northern Native folk pay taxes? I don't think they do. I think they get. Yeah, because natives have exemptions. So it depends though, right? I think most places here you have to be living on a reserve. I think if you're living on a reserve, you'll get like a card-carrying card that you can take and, like when you go to buy something at the store, you hand the card over and they can use that to remove the taxes from it. But that's my understanding. Now, I don't know if we have anybody who is a Northern Native folk. I think I'm trying to say, I'm not trying, it's not like I'm mispronouncing Inuit. I'm trying to say Inuktitut. Is that it? Inuktitut. This is where I need Jordan. Jordan knows this stuff. Max says, happy Friday, everyone. Redwater says, paying taxes means capital gains. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And there we go. They're elk now. Oh, I didn't know that was an offensive. Yeah, it never used, I think probably about 10 years ago, like we had a couple of CFL, that's a Canadian Football League. Like we had one team that was called that word, and they've changed their names. So yeah, it's kind of a thing. I think it's because that name was given to them by white settlers, and kind of used in more of a derogatory term type thing. So yeah, it's just a word that we don't use. Rory says that's why they lose so much. The football team in Edmonton. Now I think the football team in Edmonton, are they now like the Blue Blacks or something? I'm not 100% sure. Brian says I held on to one pot stock and it's actually up 7% from when I bought it 3 years ago. Love.V, profitable and slow managed growth of their production only as required. The rest sold down 80 to 96%. You found the needle in the haystack, Brian. That's awesome. COVID-19 is in the house. Hi, all. Do we think the market will still be as down or worse on Monday? I've got to buy today. Well, no, the market's closed on Monday. Now, the U.S. market is open, and I'm seeing it as a little bit of this is what I think is going to happen on the U.S. Let's just say the S&P 500. I think we're going to see a little bit of sideways in the morning. We might see a couple of wicks down, but I think by the afternoon it'll mostly be in recovery mode, starting to move back up. Now with us, when we reopen on Tuesday, we'll have had a chance to see that the sanity has that a little more sanity has come to the market in the US, that'll help us recover a little bit faster. Let's see. Trump is trying to make Washington change their name back. I heard that. Um, it seems to me that Trump is trying to do a whole bunch of little things right now. And I wonder if he's just trying to create as much noise as possible to sort of keep things away from the whole Epstein thing. That's what I think is going on, but we'll have to see. Rory says, can't wait to see where Connor McDavid is going to go after next year. Does he become a free agent? Is that what's going on? When is the CNR going to turn around? Oh, that's a really good question. They will turn around. I mean, they are a essential part of our backbone. And I look at it this way: the longer they're down, the more opportunity you'll have to get them at a lower price. But they are one of my favorite stocks. So they're one of those stocks that I simply won't sell them. I won't sell them. Not unless I was doing a swing. Like I did do a swing the other day on CN. So when CN had they had a bit of a drop the other day, and I did a swing on it and wrote it up. Made a little bit of money on it. Let's see, fair. Thank you. Let's see. All right, we're gonna skip that question. Politicians never lie. I love that name. Cowboy. May buy, so CNR ride it up. Exactly. If you pass go, collect $200. Larry says he's trying to distract from Epstein. Nobody's gonna forget. Yeah, exactly. All right, and let's see, the sad reality, Gulf of America. The funny thing is, Cowboy, every so often I catch myself saying Gulf of America. I'm like, no, it's not. It's the Gulf of Mexico, but it's slowly catching on, unfortunately. Rory says, I'm too heavy on CN trying to get CP. Yes, and I do like them both. They both have their advantages. That's what I will say there. Let's see. I have 42K sitting in my checking in Wealthsimple. I can't believe I forgot to buy today. I was waiting for markets to drop. Yeah, they did drop. Well, hopefully, hopefully I'm wrong and the markets go a little bit crazy. Maybe the down goes a little bit farther. I hope so in your case. Carney, 567 companies invested, including 3 Canadian phony little man. Okay. Oh, phony little man. All right, understood. Let's see. Whoops. Oh, almost missed. Trump handled Epstein situation so terribly, unreal. He's not doing well. He's not doing well. Quite literally, he should just shut up. It might be in his best interest. Don't even answer questions on Epstein. Stick to that strategy. At least you're not digging yourself deeper. Bitcoin at $500 in the last hour. Funny how markets close and Bitcoin goes up. Yeah, it happens. Why is it New Mexico instead of New America? Oh, Brian, you gotta. No, actually, don't say it too loud. If he hears you, it might become New America. Let's see, Cowboy. We apparently have to write the name of our choice correctly in our election because in 209 people. That is so crazy. So those of you who know that by-election with Pierre Poilievre, there's like 209 people on the ballot. That is absolutely crazy. It's going to take a long time to sort through that mess. I don't think we'll know the results on day one, on the night of the election. And I'm not even sure when it is. I thought it was like middle of August or something like that. All right. Do you think it's a good idea to have a checking account in Wealthsimple? It's not a bad idea. It really boils down. Like if you're unbanking. So if you're one of these people who are like, okay, well, I want to be unbanked. Well, that's an option to have a checking account while being unbanked. So yeah, if you have a use for it, why not? I've got no problem with it. All right. Well, I'm gonna just skip across things like the very true and all of that. Well, I just kind of just showed you all of them, but so many woke candidates. Rory, I hope Drumheller isn't that stupid. Is that where that is? Is that where that riding is? Is it in Drumheller? I like Drumheller. Dinosaur Provincial Park is cool. Cowboy, what about the kids who can't write in cursive? I'm sure they'll accept printing. I could not tell you the last time I wrote something in cursive. It's that long ago. Other than my signature, that's pretty much the only thing I do in cursive. Funny story. Funny story. When I was a kid, we of course I went to school and they taught us how to print, all of that fun stuff. And then they taught us cursive. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. And I was kind of like every year I start a new year, I'm like, can I switch back to printing, please, this year? And they'd be like, no, no, through most of elementary. But then finally, by the time I got to junior high, they're like, well, I don't care how. They're like, yeah, you can print if you want. So I printed from that point forward. Now, why? Why did I hate cursive? It's not because it was hard to do. It was because at that point in my life, I was just like, I want to be a writer. I want to write stuff. And when I'd look in books, books didn't have cursive. Books had printing. So I was just like, it's more like in a book if I print it. So I just became obsessed with printing. By high school, like, during exams and stuff, I could print just as fast, if not faster, than a lot of people could do cursive. So, some people are like, oh, printing is going to slow you down. Not really. It was good. And I'm a pretty good printer nowadays still. Brian says, I can't read my own cursive anymore, so I gave up. There we go. It's like calligraphy. Most kids can't even spell their own names. Perhaps. I'll tell you one group of kids who can't spell their own names, Elon's kids. It's like, what? What's my name again? Can you write that down for me so I can remember it? Rory says most kids can't read when they ingest the Tide Pods for lunch. Oh God. Yeah. There we go. What's your number one pick to make 10% up from here at some point before 2026? Oh boy. That's a good one. That is a good one. If you had asked me earlier in the year, it would have been an easy answer. It would have been either the Hammond company, so Hammond Power Solutions or Hammond Manufacturing. But they have both recovered quite a bit since then, so they've already eaten up. Have they now? But what can they still do another 10%? It's possible, but or from where we're at right now, I think Extendicare might actually be able to pull 10% from where we're at. But keep in mind, they're down at the moment. So there are quite a few companies that are down. Now, if the price of WTI, of regular oil, if crude starts going up, a lot of the energy sector might be able to pull that off too. So everything from Torlamine to Imperial Oil, there's a lot. And I think that could do that. Kat says, or they can't basic math without a calculator, unfortunately. Yeah. And here's the reality. The reality is, as AI gets more and more, we're gonna see situations where you'll have devices on you that you just talk to, and nobody's gonna do. A lot of things are gonna get lost, I think, in the next generation, because you'll just be able to ask your AI, hey, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? It's already getting there. It's kind of crazy. All right, the Tide Pod generation. Luckily, that has died out. Luckily, let's see. Their color for bright, tasty, sugary. All right. What's that Trump Russia has to do a ceasefire thing start? Now initially he had given them 50 days, but I think he's now knocked it down to 20 days. So I think Russia's got like maybe a week left. I couldn't tell you the exact date, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. I have a feeling that Russia's just gonna not care and they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. Cowboys, let's see. Crayons and Tide Pods sound delicious. Wash it down. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Why do I feel like from reading Cowboy's comments today, I'm going to get this thing demonetized? Paul says, Derek Zoolander, Center for Kids Who Can't Read Good and Who Want to Learn to Do Other Stuff Too. When writing and printing was mentioned a bit ago. Not too shabby. What happened today? Or what happened to day one? Yeah, I don't know. I think I think we all got to see very quickly that Trump's timeframes are not the same timeframes as regular human timeframes. So I don't know. Maybe his day one is still technically going as far as he's concerned. But yeah, what can we do? Do you think AI trading more and more will make it even more difficult for retail traders, to make money? Yeah, I think it will. Well, not regular traders. So I think it'll be fine if you're a long-term investor or an income investor. The people I think who are going to have it a little more difficult will be day trading. I think day trading will get more difficult with AI. Unless, of course, you are a day trader who's using AI. You might be able to fight fire with fire, but I think just a regular person who's doing it the old-fashioned way might have more difficulty, more level of difficulty. All right. Rory says, I'm done. Larry says, need new Tide Pod flick. Oh my gosh. Guys, get off the Tide Pods. Get off the Tide Pods. They're for the laundry. And only the laundry, guys. Only the laundry. Oh boy. All right, guys. We've been at this for a little bit. We're going off into Crazyville right now, and that's fine. I love a good crazy topic as much as I think anybody else does. But for now, we're gonna head into the weekend. We'll be back here on Sunday. We've got this week. It should be a fantastic show. I'm looking forward to it. Until then, guys, have a fantastic weekend. I will see you Sunday. Until then, take care. Bye.